Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Codersarts. So this series of episode talk about, or in this series of episode we are discussing about, we are doing the basically the hands-on on variables and the data type in the Python. So till now we have discussed how we can create uh, variables, what are the different data types, and how we define numbers, how we define strings. Okay, and now we are going to learn about how to define or how to create variables of type of the boolean. Okay, so boolean in Python basically represent true and false values. I think you have already aware with what is a logical, logical expression and logical operator. So this true means 1 and false means 0. If you have know about the basic logic gates and boolean expression. So but it might be inside in backend how the things are working, but that is totally different story. But just for making the analogy, I'm just explaining true means 1 or false means 0, it's like that. But in Pythons we have to use this complete word true and false. Okay, so somehow somewhere if we want to use this both value. Okay, so let's write some program and do it. Okay, so I'm going to create new files. Okay, so new file and name it call boolean data type. Okay, so we are going to learn boolean data types, not data types, a boolean data. Okay, so boolean data type. Okay, just save it. Sorry, data type, that is not concern, that is file name. Okay, so let's first how we define the boolean. Okay, so let's, if we have to define boolean, so let's call bool something like that, var1. Okay, so I'm defining, so this is variables name, and then if you want to do, so if you have to assign true value, so you have to assign like that true. Okay, so you can see whenever giving this name. Okay, so it's and syntactically you can say color is changed. Okay, or syntax is highlighted. Okay, so see, this is and this is different. Okay, so this is just like it will treat it as a normal string. Okay, but we have to make it boolean, so it should be without single or double quote. Okay, so it might treat as a variables. Okay, so you can see this is a variable without a name. Okay, so this is called true. And similarly, if you have to assign false value, so you can do like that, just use the complete word false. Okay, and then you can print. Also you can see how these things are working. So in first go we have to just display or print everything as output. Okay, so you can see the value is true and false, it is printing. Okay, now let's see what are the different use cases. It might be unlimited on endless use cases based on your needs. So just I'm going to explain some of them, how to create booleans and where this type of boolean is helpful. Okay, this one. So let's see creating some examples. Okay, so in first example let's try to do some conditional statement. Okay, so let's, you have to try conditional means else if conditional statements. Conditional statements like something is true or false, something like that. Okay, so let's suppose is raining. So sometimes boolean is more like using as a flag. So if somewhere needed as a flag like yes, no, true, false, something are needed, so in that expression we basically use. There is many use cases, but I'm just explaining one, that is conditional statement. Okay, so let's say is raining. Okay, and this is true, fine. And if is raining, okay, then what you have to do, you have to print some text or message. Okay, so bring an umbrella. Okay, fine. And else what you have to do, okay, so make take care about indentation part. Okay, indentation means proper spacing, else it will show error. Okay, so I always try to do like that. Okay, so make the cursor, just type cursor backward, from, if you are using MacBook, so use delete, or make sure the cursor is blinking at the last line. Okay, so still we go here and click, so it is still aligned in the same way. Okay, again if you click on that one, so it will go to the next line. Okay, so after that you can make it like that. Okay, so else, and then after this one, and after when you're clicking this one, cursor is automatically aligned. Okay, so printf now else condition, enjoy the weather. Okay, fine. So this is one use cases. Okay, use cases one conditional statement. Okay, let's print this one. Okay, so bring this umbrella because we have already make it true. If we make it false, okay, so this one is displaying enjoy the weather. So if you want to comment down this one, just comment it out. Okay, this is one use cases. Okay, again in somehow in loop, if you want to use like Boolean can use to can control the execution of loop. Suppose I'm just writing some loop control. Okay, so give any value name. Okay, so I think most of the time this is a standard way of defining booleans, not a standard way, this is good practice I'm saying. So is raining, yes, no, so it's just like question answer, WH question you can use. So yes, no type of is raining and some type of flag. So basically people use for defining the variables, but there is no any restriction, you can use any variables name. Okay, so I want to create some loop, and that loop will control by this flag. Suppose if user input any value equal to input enter q to quit. Okay, and then after if user input equal to q, then we have to flag false. Okay, and else what we have to do, just print it out. User input. Okay, so in this case what we are going to do, we have to terminate the loop or control the loop based on the user input. Okay, so I'm going to comment this one because just to make it more easier, and how to comment multiple line comment. So you can use 3 times single quote or double quote. Okay, so now I'm using 3 times single quote. Okay, so you can comment code like that. So then second use case of Boolean, I'm using loop conditions. Okay, so let's run it. So if you type anything else, let's type okay, hello. Okay, so anything type. Okay, hello. Okay, so you can see hello is printing. Okay, again you can see loop is not terminated. Okay, so you can see this cursor is infinitely go loop, because still first time we are here we have given the input as a hello. Okay, So if hello is not equal to q, so this else block will be executed. After again it cursor will go to the this flag and check the flag is still true, okay, because this statement is not executed. This statement only be executed if the our control will go inside this if inside this if block, okay. So this way. So if you type, let's again type Python any character, okay, so still you can see it's continuously printing the same string. But if you type q, okay, so if typing q, so whatever the input we have given, so that input will be stored at user underscore input variables. And if this user input variables equal to q, so this flag value will be set to false, and then after that this false statement will be executed and successfully checked, and this will be terminated, okay. So if type q, so you can see we are exited from the loop, okay. So this is a second way. Second, we have to mostly this is common to use cases like somehow if you use some conditional statement, loop conditions, there is many things, but let me show you, okay. So one more example, okay, so let's make it simple. I have already have some code snippet, okay, so let me paste it here. It might be membership testing, okay. So you can see so now make it again make it comment, because this code still not needed currently. Now what is the meaning of membership testing, okay. So I have already defined one loop. So basically this is called list. So I have defined one list, and that list have these items, okay, and this item is basically fruits, apple, banana, or cherry, okay. And now I have to check is apple inside this fruit, okay, something like that. So what should be input, sorry, what should be output? Our output should be true, right? So let's print it here. Print has apple. Let's make it and run it, okay. So this is true because we are just checking if apple is inside this one, apple is inside this list, okay. If this is true, so yeah, if this exists, then it will return true. If try something else, okay, so use some other thing like has grapes, and then how can say check grapes in FRAY fruits. So what should be return type here? It should be false because grapes is not inside this one. So let's again print the output has grapes, grapes, okay. Let's run it. So you can see first one is true and second one is false because grapes is not inside this one, okay. So this one is membership check, okay. There is many use cases, but I'm going to explain 2 or 3 more. So let's close this one. In fourth, I'm using comparison, okay. Comparisons, okay. So let's read comparisons. So what is meaning of comparisons? If anything we have to compare, like greater, less, small, something like that. So let's I'm using some numbers like 10 greater than 5, okay. So to check if this item exists, already described in this comparing the value, okay. And result in boolean. Okay, so we are comparing this value, so it's basically uh, boolean is also useful here. Okay, just comparing this one. So what will be output here? Okay, so if so here the return type will be boolean. Okay, right? So let's print result. So result should be true, 10 greater than 5. Okay, so true. So this one is fourth use cases. Okay, and also if you want to check something else, okay, let's make it logical. Okay, I'm using some others one, 5 number logical operators. Okay, let me paste some copy, already written some code, so I'm pasting here. Okay, so you can see is weekend. I have defining one, or I already defined one variables called is weekend true, is holiday false, and inside logical operators inside if else so statement I'm trying, like if either of is true, so is no work day, right? So if weekend, so if the first condition is true, then it will go to the second condition. Okay, so weekend. Okay, so if weekend is true, so it will not, because this is else. Okay, sorry, or block. Okay, so it not and, so either is fine, so either is true, it will be true. Okay, so let's run it. So if let's comment this one. Okay, so no work day, but still if both are false, so what will happen? Either is not weekend, either is not holiday. Okay, so in that case it will be, so this is also false, this is also false, and both are connected by logical or operators. Okay, so if both are false, then there will not there won't be any output. Okay, because we haven't defined any else block here. Okay, so is weekend or is holiday, that will be fine, or let's make it true here. So I think this is a simple logical operator. I don't think it should be more explanatory, but just explaining what are the different use cases. Okay. Okay, so we have discussed 5 use cases of boolean or data type. Okay, so there may be more. Okay, but let me think about, is there something possible more to check? It might have many, but I think this one is a very common one. There is others thing, so that might be more complex or something, but I don't think this is more important to discuss in first step. Okay, so once you have understood this one, then rest of the thing will be very easy to understand, or it will be very helpful to write such program where the boolean operators are used. Okay, so these are common use examples. So I just recommending, please do this all the coding by yourself on your computer, so that you will see how everything is working. Okay, else once you are directly going to write in your examinations, or directly using this code in your interview, so I don't think it's a very good way for doing coding things. Okay, because coding is just like coding is more about doing, rather than memorizing the conceptual conceptual part, or understanding the text based or content based. Okay, so that's all, everyone. I think if this video is very helpful, or any helpful, and if you got some insight from this one, so please comment down below. I will try to improve, and I will try to add more and more examples if these things are helping to you. Okay, because I'm also not sure how you guys are getting the things from my video, because am I explaining the good way or not. So based on your comment and based on your likes, so I will get some boosting, we can say, or some encouragement, so that I will get some motivation to do more and more recording, and we'll thinking, okay, so this format is more, you know, likable and more explanatory or more understandable to the audience. Okay, so that's all everyone. Let's meet in another one with another video and with another examples hands on. Okay, so let's meet in another one. Thank you for watching.